Welcome to an early morning edition. Actually, now it's afternoon. Thanks, Devon. Of Desynced Nerds, that Nintendo Switch podcast. This is episode 9, airing on Sunday, the 26th of November. We're your hosts, Colin and Devon. We'll be bringing you the latest news and hot topics from around the internet, as always. For this week, we've got the Final Fantasy XIV coming to Switch from Squeenix. We've got Mario thinking he's Santa Claus randomly, and we've got the new Splatoon 2 update. And we're going to talk about our experiences in Splatoon 2. And more. But first, let's what have you been playing? What have you been looking forward to? What have you just pre-ordered?
So I pre-ordered before we started recording the show for the first time, because technical difficulties are fun. I pre-ordered Xenoblade Chronicles 2, also nice tree. Just gonna spend the whole show rolling out of it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit right here. Anyway, this is about you, so
yeah, my bad. So I pre-ordered Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because Amazon gives me discounts on pre-orders, and I'm a sucker for a discount. So, I've also been playing a little bit of Splatoon. I tried out that new update a little bit, except I didn't actually get the new map because I don't know how timing works. I've actually missed most of the update. Like, very little of what's been added has affected me.
Same, but I wasn't trying to hit it, so
yeah, fair enough. I'm also looking forward to Portal Knights, which we will cover in our upcoming games that isn't an upcoming game because reasons.
We're really good at our job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's me. What about you?
Little Splatoon 2. I bought the physical I Am Setsuna. I bought the Japanese physical one with the English sleeve for twice the sale price because physical is better than digital. I've been mostly playing Tomb Raider for some other console you've probably never heard of. And that's it. Like I haven't seen any of the new Splatoon stuff either. I've been into the game and I looked around and I saw them on the rotation, but I never jumped in to play it.
What about that sweet demo you tried?
Oh yeah, 9 Parchments coming out on the 5th, so we'll talk about it next show. Oh my god, it's too hard for me and my girlfriend, mostly just for me. So it's like if you've ever played Magicka, it's very similar, or Gauntlet. You get like 3 spells. You each have 3 different spells because there are 2 classes in the demo right now. And the idea is you run around killing stuff all on Magicka / Gauntlet, but you can also kill each other. And we are really good at killing each other. Probably too good. I played 20 minutes of that and decided I would rather delete the game off the Switch than ruin my relationship for the rest of my life.
I mean, I don't know. That seems like a good reason to break up and move out is because that video game lets you kill each other.
No.
Not worth it?
No. It was so hard to. I don't know if it was so hard because it was just 2 of us playing instead of up to 4. I don't know if the difficulty is so much better when you have more players or what, but oh my god, it was so much. It was too much. 20 minutes in and we're just like, yeah, no, we're at each other's throats. We're gonna call it quits for the day.
Yeah, when I played it at PAX, it wasn't difficult. I mean, we had 4 people and we were also playing on the demo machine, so I don't know if they were trying to, gently ease people into it, but it's also possible that they just don't have very good scaling based on the number of people.
I don't know. All I know is like our kill ratios were as good against the monsters as they were for each other. So
10 out of 10.
But yeah, but real quick before we move on, I bought the physical version of I Am Setsuna because they're coming out with Square Enix / Tokyo RPG Factory, I think they're called, is making a game called Lost Sphere, and it's supposed to be in the same world, possibly a sequel to I Am Setsuna. I really don't like too many digital contents on my Switch, so I bought the physical. It was $54 on Amazon. It basically is the Japanese game, but with like an English sleeve. But it's totally worth it. You should pick that up, especially just digital and just delete it when you're done.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
I think it's funny that we're talking about how we don't want to do digital, but we're both complaining about too many cartridges, and I'm lazy and I don't like getting up to my Switch when I want to switch games. Like, digital is perfect, but for some reason I'm just not using digital.
I actually like too many cartridges. My problem is the storage, but it's not really a problem. I like having the physical stuff. I like opening the drawer and having like a library.
Yeah.
I've never done that for any other console, any other thing. I actually just got rid of my 3DS on the weekend.
Oh, did you?
You
didn't tell me about this.
It's not important. I never played anymore because now I have the Switch. So, but yeah, I sold it to get a couple PS4 games and a couple Switch games.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel
Wow.
like that's an important note here. I was talking about turning this into a segment, but hey, we'll cover it right now. That's an important note. Like, I sold my Wii U and I got however much for the Wii U, but then I got an extra like $100 out of just the game. So, and having that option is a big selling point for me. So,
For me, the bigger thing is when I buy the Switch 2 with the more power, I don't want to lose all of my digital content, and I won't lose any of my physical stuff because I'll have it all right here, unless I want to lose it.
yeah.
And that's the primary thing for me. I don't know how many Nintendo DSs I've had over my lifespan, but I've rebought some games 4 or 5 times because they don't transfer if they're digital.
Fair enough.
So,
All right, so on to the news.
all right. So Mario thinks he's Santa Claus for some reason, and he's taking your letters. What is this?
It's amazing. That's just we're done. Move on. Next story. It's so good. I don't understand why everybody hates it. Like, I showed Tristan, my little brother, it, and within 15 seconds, 10 seconds of it, he was just like, please turn this off. This is way too cringy. Nintendo is taking letters for Mario, and he will be responding to them in character on in the future. And it's comically
Cringy.
hilarious. Okay.
No, it's cringy.
It is so bad, it's good. I will enjoy it. I will enjoy it
It's-
so much.
It's so bad. It's bad. Who is this for? Like, what is their demographic? I feel like the kind of people who play these games aren't 8 years old still or anymore. Am I wrong?
I mean, I feel like we probably know about as much as Nintendo about their demographic. And maybe that's the issue here. Because,
It's
yeah,
painful.
obviously they're pushing for a big nostalgia factor here. They literally had a lot of throwbacks to 64. There was a... Did you play the first one? The 64 one? No? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I played the first. Yeah.
Okay,
That was the only one I've played.
so there's the eel in the underwater level. Do you remember that? And it comes out and it scares the crap out of you? No? Okay, well, as a small
Yes.
child...
No, I remember.
Okay.
Yes, I remember.
They brought him back, and he's in the underwater level again, and he's terrifying, as you would expect. So...
Great.
They've got throwbacks. There's also spoiler throwbacks that I'm not going to share because people get really worked up about that sort of thing.
I guess they put like SpongeBob SquarePants has like adult jokes thrown in that is just over the kids' heads. So it could be like one of those where they just throw stuff in that the kids aren't meant to get, but the old timers will.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. I think it's amazing.
I think it's gross. I think it's really gross.
I do feel bad for the poor interns because I've seen some of the stuff that the adult Nintendo fans put out, and it's someone's gonna need some eye bleach.
Lots of eye bleach.
Anyway,
Ready to move on?
yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Valkyrie Chronicles announced for the Nintendo Switch. Take her away.
So it's releasing in Japan in the summer of 2018 for the Switch. It will be releasing for the PS4 in March of that same year, in Japan again. We will be getting it in the latter half of 2018. There's no news on whether or not it'll be a simultaneous release between the two systems or not, but yeah, latter half of 2018. I think this is a really good fit for the Switch in terms of like the graphical style and the way it looks and feels. It's not so graphically intense that it's going to destroy the system, but it also looks good in its own stylized way. So
I've never played any of these. I'm kind of excited to like look this up and see what it's like.
Mm.
I've never played any of these. I've only seen the trailer for it, and the trailer doesn't really show any gameplay at all. Actually, it's just anime.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with. I like anime, but it's only anime, so I have no idea what to think of this yet.
Definitely try out the game or find a let's play of it and give it like 10 minutes to watch a battle. So we've heard that the game is going to be very similar to the previous games. It's a turn-based strategy game with third-person perspective that you swap between the dudes. So it's like I'm going to take my machine gunner, they're going to run forward a little bit, and then they're going to pew pew at this next dude. And it's got that same like XCOM Rabbids hit chance. So, you've got a 40% chance to hit even if your cursor's right on it.
Even if your gun is literally in his head.
Yeah, exactly. 98% chance to hit, and you missed. Good job. So, I'm excited for it. I liked the first one a lot. I've not played one since the first one because I've been kind of out of the console scene, but I will probably pick it up, especially if I'm out a game at that point. So, So yeah.
You know what else is coming out in March?
Did you look this up? Do you know what you're talking about now?
No, I know this one comes out in March. You ready for this one?
Hit me.
Galgun 2.
No, we're not talking
Did you
about
pre-order
Galgun.
that? You pre-ordered that, right?
Go away.
Okay, next one. We have 3D printed Joy-Con grips with game holders. Devin, look, it just solved your problem. Do you want me to make you one? I'll make you one.
I mean,
But
you tweeted this at me, and I was like, why has he not just made this? Like, he has access to one at his work.
he would totally let me too. The guy at work that runs these absolutely would let me make these. If you want a wood one, I'll make you a wooden one and ship it to you.
I don't actually like I don't like the way 3D printed stuff looks, so I'm less sold on it. But
Bro, it's wood. It's like wood filament. It's got like the IKEA wood particle and plastic. You can sand it down and make it smooth as a baby's bottom. If you want one, I'll make you one.
I'm
Just send me the plans, and you can decide later if you like it or not.
I'm almost tempted actually. Like that would be pretty cool.
So, is there a bunch of these things on Thingiverse?
Thingiverse.
Thingiverse. So there's a bunch of this stuff, yeah, or is it just this one?
I know that there's some other Switch stuff. I didn't actually dig into it because I don't have a 3D printer, so who cares? But I do know like that dock on release they put out a dock for to not scratch the screens. So there is some stuff. But I mean it's 3D printed. There's 3D printed crap for everything. You could 3D print, your own Mario amiibo.
Amiibo. You could actually do that because never mind. We shouldn't. No,
we don't talk
I'm
about
not gonna
that.
throw you under the bus. Yeah.
Okay. But it holds 8 games by default, and they literally just like, it's kind of cool actually because there's a long thing that slots out, and then you pop your games into that, and then you slide it back into the center of the Joy-Con. There's photos. Just Google 3D printed Joy-Con Thingiverse, and you'll see it. Because I can't describe it in a way that makes any sense.
Real before we move on though, if you actually want anything 3D printed, let me know because he would love for me to have a thing to 3D print.
All right, noted.
So, you ready for this one?
Yeah, hit me.
So I had no idea this wasn't out internationally, like globally, but evidently South Korea hasn't had their chance to buy Switches yet. But we have their launch lineup. Are you sure Breath of the Wild's not on this list?
Oh, I didn't double check that. I did, however, find that it will. Oh, early 2018. Yeah, so it's not on the list. They don't actually get it yet.
Wow. Okay.
But I did also see that they are getting it on the 1st of December is when they're actually getting the console. So that's the release date on there.
Okay, so South Korea gets the Switch on the 1st of December. Why don't you take away the launch lineup then?
The launch lineup is Super Mario Odyssey, 1-2 Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Disgaea 5, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap, which is weird, NBA 2K18, which is also weird, Puyo Puyo Tetris S, which may or may not be a special edition. I don't have any idea. I couldn't find it.
I'm pretty sure that's the regular title is S, I'm pretty sure.
I literally own that game and I wouldn't know that. Sonic Forces, Fate Extella, which I don't have any idea what this is, Super Bomberman R, Ultra Street Fighter 2 The Final Challengers. Why are we still remaking Street Fighter? And then Resident Evil Revelations Unveiled Edition.
But Devin, wait, there's one more.
So the final one, and I'm so salty about this, is Monster Hunter XX.
Hey, isn't that the game you wished was on ours?
Like, what the crap, Capcom? Why are you localizing this for Korea and not for the States? Not for English, not for the rest of the world? Like, I just don't understand why they're localizing this for. I mean, admittedly, like Korea's got a lot of people in it, but the US is bigger, and then when you include like the English speakers in the rest of Europe, like, and Canada, like why would they not just localize this for America, for English? I keep saying America.
For America. Canada's not a real country.
Neither is the EU, to be fair, so.
Perfect. I mean, has it even been a year yet? They're not even supposed to be supporting this thing, so.
Fight me. I mean,
checkmate.
Revelations only comes out in a couple of weeks, so. No, this next week, because it's on our list. So yeah, but they don't support it until the first year's up.
To me, the bigger deal is, yeah, okay, whatever, you like that, whatever. Breath of the Wild is not on this list. Why? What?
Yeah, early 2018. I'm really confused about that as well because presumably South Korea has the Wii U, so they've got Breath of the Wild. So why is the port taking like I just don't yeah, it doesn't make any sense that the
So it should already be localized, basically.
yeah. No, that
Weird.
should all be there unless the Wii U wasn't in South Korea, which would be weird, but I don't know.
I mean, was the Wii U anywhere?
Dozens of us.
Anyway.
Do you also want to talk about NBA 2K18?
Oh, how weird that is for Koreans. Yeah. Like I don't but I mean, it's easy for me to sit here and be like, there's no way they give a they care about that. That's an American thing. But I mean,
Maybe
who
they love
knows?
it.
Maybe they do. Maybe other countries around the world watch North American sports. Maybe the NHL and NBA and NFL matter other
Hey,
places.
I'm just gonna
I just
say
can't imagine it.
that Dennis Rodman is huge in North Korea. They love him. Kim Jong Un
I don't even
specifically
know who
loves
that
him.
is.
Really?
Yeah. Who's Dennis Rodman?
He's a super weird basketball player from Portland actually. He was
That's I don't even care, and I'm from this country. Continent.
yeah, he was just a weird dude, and then he's gotten more weird as he's left the NBA. So
The only weird guy I know is Don Cherry for the other Canadians out there. Otherwise, I don't who cares? I don't even care and I live here. I can't imagine South Korea cares about NBA. But I mean, maybe they do. I have no idea.
yeah, I mean it was one of their like 10 launch titles or however many that was. 14.
But anyway,
Moving on.
Square Enix is interested, and interested is kind of a poor choice of word here, in bringing Final Fantasy 14 to the Switch. Why don't you take it away, Devin? Why is interested a poor choice?
Yeah, fair enough. Because it's less interested and it seems more actively pursuing. There is a quote, "We've been talking to Nintendo about getting it on their hardware and positive discussion is ongoing." That's a nice collector's edition there. So yeah, I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised you actually care about this. I didn't really think you were into MMOs.
I mean, I just showed you the collector's edition for back before it was even playable on a computer.
Back
I've
when
been, yeah, I've been playing it since it was terrible, and I actually enjoyed it when it was terrible. Don't tell anybody.
I mean, you enjoy everything even though it's terrible. That's kind of your bag, so.
Kind of. I think I would have hated Sonic Forces, so I'm glad I didn't buy it. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm more interested than excited, to be honest, because that's a really like hardware intensive game to run. I don't like. Is it going to be a companion app to the MMO? I don't understand how they're going to do that, and I'm interested to see how they do that. Like this isn't like Doom. I don't think you can just throw panic button at this and have them figure it out, because this is. I don't
Hey,
know. I'll be interested.
the stuff that Panic Button does with these games is magic, okay?
Absolutely magic. No, that's my point though. Like Panic Button is insane. Whoever they are, they're not getting paid enough, I promise you. I don't even think they'd be able to do that. I know it's like it's instance based, kind of like Ion. I know you played a little of Ion, where it's like each map and then you phase out to a different area.
Mhm.
Maybe that'll make it playable. I feel like it's gonna have to look worse than Doom. And last show you said Doom looked kind of muddy. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see it. I don't know that I'll play it. Is it a subscription game? I don't actually know.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, I'm already kind of turned
It's
off, but
and it's kind of scummy. Well, as from a North American perspective, it's a little scummy. You pay like $12, which is cheap, but then if you want a second character slot, you have to add $2 to your monthly sub.
yeah.
If you want the way that they do the marketplaces is not like a giant auction house. It's a bunch of dudes standing in a room. Like you hire a dude to stand in a room. You pay extra for like extras of those guys to sell stuff for you too per month.
I'm just
It's a different culture. That's just how they do it in Japan. It's not going to be like WoW where it's $15 and it's whatever you want to do, you do.
yeah, I don't know. I get really morally outraged about this sort of stuff, so I won't be playing it. The other important note is that will be a mixed console server. So the PC players will be playing with the Xbox players, will be playing with the Switch players.
Which is great because I feel like if it's only Switch and just only Switch players with other Switch players, I don't feel like there's going to be enough people picking it up for
Yeah,
that. So
the population
that makes a
would be
lot
way
of
too
sense.
low.
Yeah. he couldn't do anything. So that's a good move. That's a good choice for sure. It's it's funny that like the PS4 is going to be included, or are they going to be the exception to that rule? Because they don't play nice with
Oh,
anybody.
that's a good point. I don't actually know. Hmm.
I would assume that it's everybody and PS4.
And then PS4. I mean, that's what we see in
Yeah.
other systems. Like,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
so. Okay.
But yeah, so kind of transitioning on from there, and we talked about this a little bit last show. I think Square Enix is also talking about bringing more back catalog games to the Switch.
So we've got 2 quotes there from somebody. The Nintendo Switch makes it easier for us to leverage our back catalog of assets and expertise. So we want to be proactive in creating new IP and rebooting past titles for that platform. He goes on to say, development efforts for major titles are underway at both our overseas and domestic studios. We will be making announcements about the release dates of those titles between the end of fiscal year 2018 and E3. So E3 is in it's summer, so we should be seeing this like in the second quarter of the next year is going to be a big deal for Square Enix, and I'm personally very excited.
I have to wonder if they're bringing 14, if that means that they could bring 7, the remake for 7, or even Kingdom Hearts 3. They've recently taken that off of the vaporware shelf and shown us some more of it. Specifically, Kingdom Hearts 3, they showed us Sora, Donald, and Goofy fighting in the suburbs on some dude's driveway, killing Heartless. So confirmed, not vaporware. And if they're going to bring 14, I have to wonder if they're going to bring, or if they could bring 7 and Kingdom Hearts 3 to the Switch.
Yo, I am so hopeful. I really want to see a Kingdom Hearts HD remake or HD bundle as they did.
Yeah, they get the 2.8 HDR remix or whatever. Get that on the Switch. That'd be cool.
Exactly, because I've been wanting to re-go through those games, but emulation is gross, and I don't have a PS2 anymore because it's 2017 and that console came out in 2005 or whatever.
Yeah, I bought the 2.5 HD remix for the PS3 because I was like, all right, that's obviously going to be the last thing to do before 3, and then 2.8 came out. I'm like, you. But I'd also like to do that because I never played Birth by Sleep because it was on Vita, and I had a Vita, like I could have played it. That console was gross. So I'd love to see the same thing on the Switch. I'd like to be able to beat Birth by Sleep. Actually, I didn't beat Dream Drop Distance either, and now that I've sold my 3DS, I can't beat it. So I'd love to also see that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
big dreams.
Final Fantasy VII Switch confirmed. I mean, Final Fantasy VII confirmed. Let's start at that.
I still love that. Not important. Moving on.
All right, next Shovel Knight's update 2018 will have video recording. Woo! They flipped the switch on that game.
Yeah, so it is another step.
Their requirements.
Who even knows what they are? Honestly, I think that it's just a reach thing. Like, this game has more than 50,000 downloads, so okay, sure, they deserve it.
Wrong, because Sonic Super Beats, whatever the name is, had it. Remember the tweet from last show? They're like, why did you, or like, how did you get it? Or somebody said something, and they're like, oh, just Nintendo says yes or no on it.
Oh, yeah. So.
Yeah. They have some criteria. We have no idea what that is.
Yeah. I'm hoping that they get to the point where this stops being a thing. I don't like that features like this are kind of doled out piece by piece.
It should be like a native hardware thing.
Yeah. I mean,
like you get a game and you just assume that it has this feature.
Yeah. The issue comes with stuff like Galgun, because I'm sure that they don't want Galgun to be a thing that people do video recording for because it's Galgun, and
that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's not really something that Nintendo wants to represent with their console.
I mean, then don't put it on your console.
Yeah, and that's fair, and that's kind of the issue here. And I think,
but they are putting it on there, so.
And I think that's why that they're doing this slow rolled out crap for the. Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. Anyway, we have a bunch of games on sale for Black Friday because Black Friday is no longer stuck to just a day. Quick note before I let Devon take these away: these are all digital. None of these are in GameStop or whatever. This is just in the eShop right now.
So we've got 1-2 Switch goes from $50 to $40. Super Bomberman R goes from $50 to $40 as well. I Am Setsuna goes from $40 to $24. So I want to pause here. You have a nearly $60 copy of I Am Setsuna?
$54, yep.
You paid $54 in the same day that the digital edition is $24.
That's correct. Because I care so much about having a physical version of everything because of my experience with the Nintendo DSs.
Mm.
Also because I've never built a library for games before, and I'm actually really enjoying building my Switch library up.
You have a nice shelf
So
somewhere?
yeah, right there. You can't see it obviously
I
because
can't.
it's off camera, but it's just a little pull-out drawer, and it's got all my games, and it's right now it's making me happy. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue that trend. Also, I have a 200 gigabyte card in my Switch, but I don't like putting anything on it, which is kind of ridiculous, but that's just how I am.
No, I
So
mean,
yeah, I paid extra to get it.
I'm the same way in that I don't want to like fill it up. It's that like your battery has 20% life, and so you stop using your phone because you're afraid you're gonna kill it thing.
Even though it's like a fifth of its life is still there.
Exactly. So, moving on, we have Puyo Puyo Tetris is going from 30 to 25. Ninjago goes from 60 to 42. I don't actually know what this is. I just saw the sale name. Do you?
I've seen screens of it, like gameplay of it. It looks kind of fun. Like it looks like a Ninja Lego game.
Oh,
Ninja
Lego.
Lego game.
It's Lego.
Yeah, Ninjago is Lego, yeah. It's
Oh.
that like the latest Jackie Chan movie where he voices their sensei guy, and it's a bunch of kids. It's a little like Power Ranger-esque.
Which was a great movie, I hear. No, I didn't know about that. So we also have Lego City Undercover going from 40 to 28, and then Disgaea 5 going from 60 to 50. Disgaea 5 is still full price. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm considering grabbing. Yeah, that game was weird. I'm considering grabbing Setsuna just because I'm a sucker for big sales, as evidenced by I have Xenoblade Chronicles coming.
And it's basically 50% off, like pretty close.
Yeah, that's a very deep cut. So.
And if you care at all about Lost Sphere, which I do, it looks great. I can't wait for it to come out. It's supposed to be. It's either Setsuna is either a prequel to it, or it's just in the same universe. I couldn't figure it out. I tried reading for like 30 minutes and couldn't figure it out. So that's the main reason I bought I Am Setsuna, is because I want Lost Sphere. So if you're interested in that at all, it's also a Squeenix / Tokyo RPG Factory game. Yeah, you should totally get it.
All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit of time on it just before, because
it's super short too. So
yeah, fair enough.
Just pick it up and pound through it.
Yeah, spoiler casted it one of these days. Okay, probably gonna do that because I'm a sucker for sales. And then for our final news story,
Switch was named the most sought after Black Friday item, which is especially crazy because there were no discounts for it.
Yeah, there were no Nintendo sponsored discounts. I think there was a couple that was like 10% off or whatever, but it wasn't the deep cuts. Like the PS4s were $100 off. So.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, $100 off. I was a little bit salty, but I knew that it was going to be discounted. I couldn't wait. I'm impressed. They're not selling the console at a loss, so they could have done something, but I feel like it would have been a mistake because nobody has. I mean, not nobody, but like they've been restricted all this time for their their shipments to America have been restricted. So
yeah,
they obviously didn't need it to push them.
Yeah, so,
and it shows. That's crazy.
Good for Nintendo.
That's really crazy. Yeah, big time, long time.
So, moving on to our game releases.
Yeah. First one up, Opus. What is Opus?
Opus is a $5 game. Releases on the 30th, and it is a port of a phone game, which already, it's actually
Cat Quest.
Okay, but Cat Quest was supposedly actually really good. Opus is interesting. So Opus is free on Android and iOS up to a point. I think there's a point in the story that it'll bump you out, but I'm not actually there yet because I downloaded it. It's a very like somber ambient game. It doesn't really feel like it's a driven experience. You take the role of a little robot who is attempting to find Earth to recreate the human species because he needs to find human genes. So that's a thing.
I have genes in my closet. Does he need them still?
You might ship those out to space. I feel like that could probably help him. Anyway,
it's his name is Wally, right? I'll just ship him to him.
His name is W something. It was definitely felt reminiscent of Wally actually. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's very it's not a super compelling game, but it's kind of a compelling narrative. So, uh,
I mean, it's $5. The real question is it better than No Man's Sky?
yes.
Boom, buy it, $5.
Right. Next game. What
Next
do we got?
game up, Resident Evil Revelations Collection. What does that mean? Explain it to me slowly.
So there's two of them, 1 and 2. Go figure. They are $20 each, or it's $40. So $20 each digitally, or $40 for a physical bundle of the two games. Which feels like a weird decision. It releases on the 28th, so 2 days from now. And it's a re-release, as I said, of, I think it was a PS3 era. The first one was, and then the second one was PS4 era. So it's, oh, I have a cat friend. Come on, cat friend. So it's a re-release of those old games, and I just don't know how I feel about Resident Evil games generally. They're kind of hard to get into.
I live with a connoisseur of the Resident Evils, and she has said that the 1 and 2, these ones specifically, are where they were still good. Like, they were still horror games, they were still enjoyable. They deviated from that, and they've come back around randomly in 7. 7 is absolutely terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
But she said these were the good ones, and so I'm kind of tempted to pick them up, especially because I can get it physical, like 1 and 2 physical. So
yeah, if you end up doing that, I'm curious. Same thing as the 2 hits from Sega last episode. I want to know if it's 2 games in 1 cartridge, and if so, how do they fit 2 games in 1 cartridge? And if not, do they just have 2, cartridges in the box?
separate cartridges. Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to answer that question for you if I do pick it up.
Yeah, you should definitely.
But I've got so many games, man.
Speaking of so many games,
I bought so many games. Yeah, speaking of so many games, Xenoblade Chronicles DOS, Devon.
It's $60. It releases on the 1st. It's 48, I think, with the Prime discount if you pre-order it. So hey, go pre-order that real quick. And
one of us already owns it.
I don't technically own it. I could still cancel my pre-order and it wouldn't show up.
Or it might. Who knows?
It is Amazon. Amazon's kind of a mess with pre-orders. I've gotten literally 1 of my 5 pre-orders on time, and the other 3, 4, I know how math works, have all been late. So
let me tell you the story of this one time I pre-ordered a wired controller and got it a month late.
What about Fire Emblem Warriors? I think you got that one right on time.
That's not how pre-orders works. No, I got Fire Emblem Warriors a week and 2 days late.
Oh.
I don't think they understand what pre-order means. I don't know.
So yeah, it's a problem for them.
I got Splatoon 2 through them too as well, and it came with a big cut in the case. Like, somebody used the X-Acto knife to cut it out for me.
They're just trying to help you get it open. What's wrong with that?
I wish somebody'd help me get the I Am Setsuna case open, because I ripped the cover getting that open. I don't want to talk about it. Let's move along.
You standing there. I need an adult.
Basically, I just cried actually, and Jasmine came and patted me on the head and fixed it.
Fair enough. So yeah, it's coming out on the 1st. It's looks wildly complicated. It's a JRPG. It's pushing a couple of my buttons that I've been. It's scratching an itch that I've wanted scratched recently. So I'm kind of excited for it.
It looks great. I just don't know that it's my cup of tea.
Fair enough. All right.
And the last one up is Portal Knights, and I know you're dying to talk about this one, so take her away.
Yeah, so this actually came out last week. I missed it because sites don't agree on release dates, and who knows.
And you're terrible at your job.
And I'm terrible at my job. This is also correct. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about it, and so we're talking about it now. Come at me. It's $30. I think I already said that. Anyway, it is Minecraft with a larger focus on the action side, like the combat. You have classes, you have spells. There is, not Minecraft combat, because Minecraft combat was terrible. But it's also got all the same, like, you could build the wall, and you can, dig up the ground and then replace the ground, all that Minecraft stuff.
Is this like was it Cube World or Cube Story? Is it like that game?
It feels very reminiscent of Cube World to me, except so this is an important note. It doesn't look like garbage. The blockiness of it is only in the base ground. So your hills are blocky, your house that you build is blocky, but there are textured bushes. There are trees that actually look like trees. They're not just giant cubes for the trunk. Your
For
character
you to
looks
punch.
yeah, your character looks like an actual human being and not two blocks for legs, a block for your torso, and a block for your head. Uh, so it's Minecraft but better. So it's also got couch co-op and online multiplayer. So I'm pretty excited for this. My little brother is also into it, so I think we're gonna couch co-op it sometime this week.
I might have to check it out too.
You should join us. There's online.
Yeah, but your brother's online, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, but he's good at games like this. He'll carry us. He'll do it.
Okay.
He's got our backs. Anyway, moving on. Splatoon 2.
Yay.
So we've not actually talked about this on the show, as you pointed out. So we're gonna do a deep dive into it first, because that's how logic works. So Splatoon 2 is a third-person shooter from Nintendo, which is of note. That's notable in its own right.
Yeah, that's crazy by itself. Yeah.
But then we get into the actual game, which is a surprisingly enjoyable experience. I mean, I wouldn't expect Nintendo to take their first shooter and have it be an enjoyable experience. I mean, technically second, but it's basically the same game. I wouldn't expect them to be able to, for their first real iteration into a genre, put out something that's a solidly enjoyable experience. Like, it's probably the game I have the most time in on my Switch, so.
Not for me. I got Breath of the Wild, but
Yeah,
it's a paint the world red type of game, and I love it.
Yeah, so me and Tristan have decided that that's literally where it came from. Somebody said that in a board meeting, and they were like, we should make a game on that.
Snap and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so, third-person shooter, it's got a campaign. The campaign feels like training mode. I think you said you do enjoy this, don't enjoy this? I don't remember. Help me.
The campaign, so I buy multiplayer. Like I'm that guy who gets Call of Duty to play the campaign, the 5-minute campaign, and then I never play the co-op. Like, I think I got Black Ops, played the campaign, played a little zombies, and then just didn't play it. I got Titanfall and 1 and 2 both for the campaign. Like, I like the campaign in these shooter games, even though that's not the focus for any of them ever, except Wolfenstein hype. Ready for that to come out. But this one feels particularly bad to me. Like, it feels, like you said, a giant, way too long tutorial. It feels gross.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I'm really enjoying the multiplayer, which is not something I can say for these games, typically speaking.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The other thing to note is that the story mode is very much so not the game. If you play the campaign and you think that that's the game, you're just wrong. It's just not.
But that's how all of these shooters are. Play this thing that is not at all like the real experience we intend for you. That's the campaign every time.
I feel like it's different with Splatoon though, because at least in
it does feel worse in Splatoon. Yeah, I'll agree.
In COD, you're always killing people. That's always going to be the main focus of the game. In the Splatoon campaign, you don't care about covering. So I should get into that. You don't care about what the core feature of the multiplayer is, which is painting the town with the ink. Like, the Splatoon multiplayer games are, the PvP ones rather, are purely about run around, paint as much of the ground your color as you can, and have more at the end of the thing.
Well, that's what Turf War is about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not ranked. Ranked is more like a King of the Hill type of thing. Oh. But it's about painting the King of the Hill section area.
Yeah. Okay. So it's that painting core mechanic, and it's still there in the campaign in that you have to paint your path, but it's not actually.
Yeah, it's mostly there just for maneuverability, not for the objective.
Yeah, exactly. It's more of a traditional pew pew kill the other guy shooters in the campaign. So, yeah, I don't really know what to think of that. I do feel like it's good training to get used to the motion controls, which you should absolutely use. Use the motion controls. Yes, it sucks. Get over it.
It's a steep learning curve. It's really hard, but I catch myself playing other games now. I recently bought Call of Duty World War II, and I'm in the game trying to aim with the PS4 controller, looking like a moron. It's once you dedicate yourself to it, it's definitely the better way to do it. It's I hate these shooter games on not PC, but these motion controls make it playable. But you have to get over that learning curve, and it's steep.
Yeah, it's a struggle. I'm still kind of struggling with it. This is literally why my brother doesn't play this game, because he doesn't like the motion controls, and he
doesn't have the mental capacity.
Yeah, exactly.
And these are his kinds of games too. These first person, third person shooter types. So
yeah, exactly. He's been dragging me into shooters constantly. I'm currently playing Killing Floor because of him. Not the point.
and PUBG
And PUBG. Oh god.
and Fortnite.
Never again Fortnite because that game is just not good.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So then once we move on to the online multiplayer, it's, as I said, paint the town. You can kill Splat in this game because we're Nintendo and we're family friendly here, the enemy team, but it's really not the point. If you turn it into a deathmatch, you're just going to lose every game. That's just how that works.
The killing in Splatoon, the splatting in Splatoon has more of a time and place type of thing, whereas in COD, that's all you do.
Yeah.
This one, it's like, there's 30 seconds left. That guy is messing me up, so I'm gonna splat him so that he has to spend 15 seconds spawning. That's the only real time you should be. Otherwise, it's very objective based, which is why I enjoy it so much.
Yeah, you can just roller everything in the back and call it a day, and you're number one on your team
every time.
Yeah, so yeah, it's enjoyable. I haven't actually played the rank, though you have apparently. So you want to hit me with some of that?
I haven't. I've seen gameplay of it.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you'd got it.
No.
Okay.
I mean, I just recently, for how much I love this game, I don't have a lot of time, so I've just recently hit level 10.
Ah, okay. So yeah, it's a fun game. If you, I would try it even if you don't like shooters, just because I'm not traditionally super into that genre, and I think you aren't either, and we're both enjoying it.
I mean, I'll buy these things all the time, and it's kind of like platformers. When I buy a platform, I'm like, why do I keep doing this to myself? I know I don't enjoy these. Every time I buy one of these first or third person shooters, I'm always like, I don't enjoy this. What am I doing? But Splatoon was the exception for sure. Splatoon 2 was the exception for sure.
Is a good game. Buy it.
Is a good game. Buy it. Ready to talk about the patch? The first big patch?
Yeah, so we have Splatoon 2.0. It released on the 23rd, so the day before Thanksgiving, because who spends time on the holidays with their family? Just play Splatoon.
To be fair, it's a Japanese game, and they didn't kill all the natives in their country.
That's fair, because they are the natives. Okay, yeah, valid. Okay, so it released on the 23rd. We got 4 new battle stages, which will be rolling out over time. We got the first one on the 24th, which I am so sad I missed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I played a little bit on Saturday, and I just didn't get to it, so I'm sad. We also have a new salmon run stage, which they specifically call out the fan lifts, and oh gosh, I hate fan lifts. So fan lifts, for people who haven't been playing a lot of salmon run, it's one person stands on a platform that is has to move somehow side to side or vertically, and then another person has to shoot a fan, which then powers the lift to move. They have to continue to shoot the fan to continue to move you. So if they get distracted halfway through, which happens all the time, you just...
Especially in this mode, yeah.
Yeah. You just fall down, and then you just don't get up there, and it's like, awful. I hate fan
It's a waste
lifts.
of time. Yeah, same.
So it's got more of those, which is going to make it a much more difficult stage. I feel like they're moving in towards more like you need to do pre-mades. I kind of feel like Salmon Run rewards pre-mades anyway, just because it's Salmon Run.
It requires coordination.
Yeah, exactly. It requires coordination, and it requires... There are little kids playing this game, and that's fine, but when you're trying to, like, not lose your points... Yeah, I know. You don't like the little kids. It's fine. When you're trying to, like, keep your rank and not lose points, and you're trying to like be semi-competitive about it, it's really frustrating to get the small kid that just splats into his little puddle repeatedly, and that's all he does for the whole match. And this stage is going to make that so much worse. It's just going to be impossible if you get a child on your team, and that's just life. Moving on, there's also 140 new pieces of gear, most of which is winter stuff, but there's also some stuff from Splatoon 1. I've not actually seen any of this in the store, and it's possible that it's like 4-star gear, and that's why I haven't. But
nope, I've seen a couple of them.
Oh,
I saw snowboard goggles.
Oh, nice.
Big reflected goggles. Yeah, they're really cool.
Okay, so there's some low-level stuff for those of us that are not nerds. There's also 2 new... Oh, also about the new gear. So there's also... If you can buy stuff on the app on your phone, and then you'll receive it in your game on the next day. And if you do that, it's fully randomized gear. So normally the primary ability on a piece of gear is always set. So if you buy it off the app, it's completely randomized. So you can then pull stuff off the app and then make it look like it would normally on in-game. So that's kind of a big deal. And every merchant will tell you about this at great length the first time you log in after the patch. It's kind of obnoxious. They're really good at like delaying your ability to play the game. It's really frustrating.
It drives me up the wall every single time.
Yeah. That opening like conversation is just way too long. They need to pare that down. So yeah, moving on. There's 2 new songs. There's a punk flavored song and a like big band sort of classic song. I got one of them and it's just not for me. The classic one is just not my jam. But new music's always good because, breaking up the monotony. There are also new hairstyles, which is definitely the most important thing in the whole patch. It's amazing. I think you said there's a mohawk on the new ones. I didn't actually look because
yeah, and it's got like mohawk jiggle physics. It's pretty cool. I'm not a big fan of it. It looks weird to me. I'm also not a fan of the girl with the pigtails because they look like they're cut and it looks really painful. But yeah, I like them. I like them otherwise. I didn't change mine. I have the same like slick back hair, dude. But they're there. I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I love the way this game looks. I love the way that they do like the gloss over everything. It
looks really, really good.
Yeah. Also, the color palette is amazing because everything's super neon, and that just touches me in a big way.
Me too.
So, they also added a new prestige system. They raised the level cap from 50 to 99. Then once you hit 99, you can prestige down to 1, and you get a little star by your name. So you can show everybody that you're a giant nerd. I just say this because I'm bitter because I'm nowhere near prestiging.
Yo, same.
So, and apparently, I think you said the stacks. Is that correct?
Yes, the you can prestige as many times as you want. And you just get a number next to your star.
So you can show
so
people that
basically Overwatch without the loot boxes now.
Well, that's good because loot boxes are awful, and we're gonna ban them, and they're illegal. They're illegal gambling for these kids.
Only in like Denmark and Sweden. And Hawaii, and yes, and Germany. Yes.
So that's kind of cool. I like prestige systems, especially so in this one in COD. When you prestige when you prestige in the one COD I played years ago, you lost everything. You had to start over. You didn't have access to any of the high level guns. They're not doing that with this one. You literally just change your star. Your star just goes up. You don't lose access to the 4-star gear. So that's cool. And then your favorite piece of the patch, you can now gear swap between matches.
Yeah, and you can keep your team even.
Yeah, so this was a misunderstanding that I had. I thought that if you swapped your gear, you would lose your queue that you were in. But no, apparently not. You literally just basically pause it and then change your gear and then go back in. So this is amazing. This is something that they sorely needed, and I'm really surprised that it took them this long to get there. So
I'm trying to find the exact reading. Added ability to change gear and continue after finishing regular battles, ranked battles, and also Splatfest battles. If you select this option after a regular battle, you'll be able to continue with other players from the previous battle who've also selected either continue or change gear and continue. So yeah, you keep your team.
It's amazing because I literally was just like, yeah, I don't think you lose your team, or I don't think you get to keep your team. And then the patch note basically says, hey, Devon, you're wrong.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I understood it initially too. But then I went through I specifically looked for that because if you have it in the menu, that's whatever. Yeah. If you have it between games, that's great. That's what you wanted. That's what I wanted all along. Mm-hmm. And before this came out or any concept of this had come out, 2 days before I had said something along the lines of, I just wish it had COD type features. And then this comes out. I'm like, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. So now all we need is the ability to actually message people. Okay, so this frustrates me about Splatoon generally. I've actually got people add me in-game, but I can't communicate with them in literally any way. I can't, there's literally nothing I can do to say, hey, you were that cool guy that, did well in our Splatoon game. Let's play more Splatoon. And I literally just can't make that a thing. So
can you if you have the phone app?
No, the phone app only allows you to do voice communication when you're already in a party.
Super cool.
Yeah. So, but hopefully that's coming with the online update in this next year. I think it's March. Maybe that's what you were thinking of when you were thinking March releases. No? Okay.
No,
Well,
I was thinking games specifically.
okay. Well, anyway, moving on. The last and something that I'm actually super excited for, they're adding a new game mode called Clam Blitz. So in Clam Blitz, there are little clams all over the ground. You then have to pick them up and carry them to your opponent's side and then toss them into a basket, your opponent's basket. It looks like it controls like the grenade system does, the secondary, which is going to be awful. I hate that. I hate how that works. But
it's not bad if you have your motion controls down.
Yeah, I'm still working on that. But yeah,
a really quick aside to that is like you also have to expose, if you want, your opponent's basket to throw the clams in, so it's very defensible as well as offense.
Mhm.
It feels like it's gonna be a great mode. Like I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of pushing more towards that deathmatch feel, whereas I feel like in Turf War you could basically just ignore killing the opponent's team. It literally,
and I 100% do.
Yeah, exactly, and that's fine. You're perfectly able to do that, and it doesn't hurt your chances. But in this, it's really going to be more important to, hey, they're
kill the
attacking
dude
our
with all the
basket.
clams.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, so that's the other thing. When you die, you drop your clams, and then your opponent can take them from you. So that
it's a big deal.
Yeah, it incentivizes it. I feel like generally this mode is going to it's going to require a very big rethinking of how you play the game. It's very much so a different experience, and I'm excited for that because new ways to play a game that I enjoy are great. But yeah, do you have any final thoughts on the patch?
No, I'm just excited to play it. We should play online more. We should get some more people from the community to play with us.
Yes. Definitely join us in the Discord. That's what I forgot to mention, the Discord. Yeah, so we have a Discord.
We're using it right now.
Yeah. And on that note, this is where we would normally read emails if we had any emails. We would love to hear from you guys. Comments, criticisms, positive or negative. Tell me that I suck and that I'm bad at video games, and that's why I don't like, I don't know, whatever game that you love and I don't.
Everything.
Everything, yeah. Because I hate everything. You can email the show, desyncednerds@gmail.com. You could also tweet at the show or us. The show is at desyncednerds at Twitter. I am at Kulana, Kulanah, and he is at Inukshuk, Inukshuk58, that's important. INUKSHUK58. You can leave us a comment or a review on iTunes or Stitcher or TuneIn or Google Play Podcasts, or there's another one that I'm forgetting. Yeah, we're on pretty much every podcast directory that I've heard of. Leave us reviews, tweet at us. You can join the Discord. There's a permanent invite link to the Discord in the Twitter profile of the show. So at Desynced Nerds, you can click that and it'll bring you right into Discord. So come say hi to us sometime. And with that, I think we're out.
Peace.